Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today, we are going to take a deep dive into a fascinating tool called Penelope. Before we get started, I want to make it crystal clear that this video is strictly for educational purposes. We are discussing this software to understand how modern post-exploitation workflows operate, which is crucial knowledge for system administrators, defenders, and aspiring ethical hackers preparing for certifications. We will not be doing any live demonstrations or targeting any systems. We are simply looking at the architecture, the features, and the philosophy behind this tool. So what exactly is Penelope? If you have been in the cybersecurity space for any amount of time, particularly in networking or penetration testing, you are likely familiar with Netcat. Netcat is often called the Swiss Army knife of networking, but it has its limitations, especially when it comes to handling reverse shells during a security assessment. Penelope is designed to be the modern answer to those limitations. It is an advanced shell handler written in Python that aims to replace Netcat for handling remote code execution exploits. Its main goal is to simplify, accelerate, and optimize the workflow after a connection has been established. Let's talk about the problem it solves first. When a security professional legally tests a system and establishes a connection, they often get what is called a dumb shell. This environment is fragile. If you accidentally hit Control-C to stop a running command, you often kill the entire connection and lose your access. You can't use tab completion, you can't use interactive text editors like Nano or Vim, and the terminal size is often mismatched, leading to garbled text wrapping. Historically, fixing this required a manual, multi-step process involving Python commands, backgrounding sessions, and resetting terminal parameters. It was tedious and prone to error. This is where Penelope shines. It automates the stabilization process. It's compatible with Unix-based systems like Linux, Mac OS, and FreeBSD, and because it's built on Python 3.6 or higher, it's incredibly portable. One of the standout design choices here is that it requires no installation in the traditional sense. It relies solely on Python's standard library. This means an ethical hacker doesn't need to worry about complex dependency conflicts or installing third-party packages on their listening machine. You can simply grab the script and run it. For those who prefer a managed approach, it does support installation via pipx, but the standalone nature is a huge benefit for portability. Now let's break down the session features, because this is where the tool really differentiates itself from a basic listener. When a connection is caught, Penelope attempts to auto-upgrade the shell. If the target is a Unix system with Python installed, it can automatically upgrade that fragile connection into a fully interactive PTY, or pseudo terminal. This gives you that SSH-like experience where you can use arrow keys, history, and interactive applications. Even on Windows or Unix systems without Python, it offers improved handling over a raw socket. Another massive quality of life feature is real-time terminal resizing. Have you ever tried to read the output of a command that is formatted for a widescreen when your terminal thinks it is small? The text wraps aggressively, making it unreadable. Penelope handles the negotiation of window size, keeping your view clean. Then there's the aspect of data management. Logging is built in. Every command typed and every output received is logged. From an ethical perspective, and especially for professional penetration testers, this is critical. You need an audit trail of exactly what actions were taken during an assessment for reporting and accountability. Penelope automates this logging, ensuring that nothing is missed. File transfer is another area where traditional Netcat struggles. Usually you have to set up a separate Python HTTP server or use awkward redirection commands to move files back and forth. Penelope integrates this directly. It supports downloading remote files and folders and uploading local files or HTTP-hosted files to the target. It streamlines the process of moving tools or exfiltrating data, which in a professional context would be evidence or proof of concept data, without needing to open new ports or leave the shell environment. There is also a very sophisticated feature regarding in-memory script execution. Penelope can execute scripts directly from memory without writing them to the disk of the target machine. This is a technique often used to minimize the forensic footprint on a system. By keeping the operations in memory, it reduces the likelihood of triggering antivirus or file integrity monitoring systems that watch for new files being created on the hard drive. Let's discuss the global architecture of the tool. Penelope isn't just for handling one connection. It supports multiple sessions and multiple listeners simultaneously. Imagine a scenario where a pen tester is assessing a network segment and has authorized access to multiple machines. Instead of having 10 different terminal windows open with 10 different Netcat listeners, Penelope brings this all into a centralized dashboard. You can switch between active sessions using a menu system, similar to how you might switch tabs in a web browser. It also integrates with a broader ecosystem of hacking tools. For example, it allows for the importation of Python 3 exploits, meaning you can run an exploit and have the resulting shell land immediately in the same Penelope terminal. It even works in conjunction with the Metasploit framework. By disabling the default payload handler in Metasploit, you can route the connection back to Penelope. This flexibility allows a user to combine the vast exploit database of Metasploit with the superior shell handling capabilities of Penelope. Speaking of Metasploit, Penelope has a module system. While the core tool focuses on shell handling, modules allow for extended functionality. There's a interpreter module, for instance. However, this brings us to an important topic for those of you studying for certifications like the OSCP, or Offensive Security Professional. A common question is this tool allowed in the exam? The developers have addressed this directly. Yes, Penelope is generally allowed because its core features do not perform automatic exploitation. It is, at its core, a listener and a handler. However, caution is required. The exam rules are strict about automated exploitation tools. Penelope has a module called Trader, which performs automatic privilege escalation. Using a module like that would likely be a violation of the exam rules. The Metasploit module is also subject to specific restrictions regarding how many targets you can use it on. To help with this, Penelope actually includes an OSCP safe switch. By running the tool with the --O flag, it disables the features that might get you into trouble, ensuring you stay compliant with the exam restrictions. This shows a lot of foresight by the developers, acknowledging that a huge portion of their user base are students and professionals in training. Let's move on to the navigation and user interface. Since this is a command line tool, knowing how to move around is key. The experience is designed to be fluid. If you're inside a remote shell and want to get back to the main Penelope menu to check on other listeners or configure settings, the method depends on the type of shell you had. If you have successfully upgraded to a PTY, you simply press F12. This detaches you from the session without killing it, backgrounding it, essentially, and returns you to the main menu. If you're in a standard readline interface, you use Ctrl-D. If it's a raw shell, you use Ctrl-C. This hierarchy of escape sequences ensures that you always have a way out without accidentally severing your connection. The tool also includes robustness features. It has a mechanism to maintain a specific number of active shells for hosts. If a connection dropped, it can attempt to restore it or maintain redundancy. This persistence aspect is vital in unstable network environments where connections might flicker. It ensures that the assessor doesn't lose their foothold simply because of a network hiccup. It's also worth noting the to-do list and known issues the developers have published, as it gives us insight into the future of the tool. They are working on Windows PTY auto upgrade, which would be a game changer since Windows shells are notoriously difficult to stabilize compared to Linux ones. They are also looking into end-to-end encryption, remote port forwarding, and SOX proxies. Currently, there's a known issue regarding session logging when complex terminal applications like Nano are terminated abnormally, which can corrupt the log display, though the data remains intact. It shows that the tool is actively being thought about and improved. In summary, Penelope represents a shift in how we think about the listener side of a connection. For decades, we treated the listener as a passive bucket waiting for a connection. Penelope treats the listener as an active command center. It consolidates the repetitive manual tasks of setting up a usable environment, upgrading shells, setting logging, managing files, and automates them. From an ethical perspective, and especially for professional penetration testers, this is critical. You need an audit trail of exactly what actions were taken during an assessment for reporting and accountability. Penelope automates this logging, ensuring that nothing is missed. Tools like Penelope lower the barrier to entry for performing sophisticated post-exploitation tasks. This means that efficiency that used to be the domain of only the most advanced adversaries is now available to a broader range of actors. Consequently, our defensive strategies must evolve to be equally sophisticated. That covers the high-level overview of Penelope. It's a potent replacement for Netcat that prioritizes workflow efficiency, stability, and ease of use. Whether you're a student preparing for your OCP or a seasoned penetration tester looking to streamline your engagements, it's a tool worth understanding. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this detailed breakdown helped clarify what Penelope is and where it fits in the ethical hacking toolkit. Stay safe, keep learning, and I will catch you in the next one.